Be hot or cold, but if you are lukewarm, I shall spit you from my mouth. I don't know when the moment was that these words from the book of Revelations took up occupancy in my brain, but they have been there a very long time and often show up at any moment to call me to account. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Just do what needs to be done. Don't just sit there, do something. If you seek to save your own life, you will lose it. Be quiet for a moment and listen. It was 1998 when Kay Jorgensen, who was social justice minister in this congregation, and I named our organization Faithful Fools. Maybe more like we challenged ourselves by calling ourselves fools. The Fool from the tarot deck represents new beginnings. Its meaning is that you are stepping out into the world with faith in the future, though you don't know what to expect. The journey requires improvisation and trust, and a willingness to be shaped along the way. Well, that about sums it up, how it's been and how it is every day in this fool's journey. We stepped out, and soon many others were stepping with us, including Alex and Selena. Our life experiences vastly different, and our longings consonant with one another. We simply long to see, to listen, to care, and to act. Not so unlike the fool in the tale of the Fisher King, who asked the king, "What ails you, friend?" And the king replies, "I am thirsty." He was heard, and right action is possible if we listen. Healing is possible when one is heard. We walk up and down the hill from the church to the Tenderloin, move back and forth between the streets of the U.S. and streets of Nicaragua. We march from the plazas and alleys into City Hall. We hold open the doors of schools and universities and invite learning to happen while engaged in a community. We sit as community advisory members in the boardrooms of hospitals and challenge them to speak up with us, with other residents, for the needs of the community they serve. We accompany people who for decades, even century, have lived and continue to live the consequences of many phases of slavery and racism. And we see every day the reality of income inequality on the sidewalks as they are becoming more crowded with people and tents, while the news reporters tell us how many more billionaires have been made in this year. We pay attention and work daily with others to respond when people tell us, "I need a safe place to sleep," and not just sleep, but a safe place to live. I need fresh water to drink. I need food that is nourishing and not expired and bruised. I need a bathroom morning, noon, and nighttime. I need to see people who reflect my race, my experience, my gender and identity at the table and in the offices where decisions are being made. I need a caring community of people. Lately, I've been reflecting on the interior life of the fool and on the need for my own interior life to be intact in order to be sustained in the intensity of the work we do, in order to speak and act clearly in the midst of ever-growing complexities in our world and in individual lives. We commonly think of the fool as a kind of simpleton, a light-hearted, brightly dressed, clown-like character who entertains common folks and royalty and makes us laugh. We don't often expect a fool to make us think or to take a good look at ourselves in the mirror. To be one who entertains, while at the same time is given the task to fearlessly speak truths or deliver difficult news to kings and townspeople, requires not only wit, but an understanding of one's own humanness and shortfallings. It requires thoughtfulness and compassion, guided by a good dose of intuition and intelligence, as well as some sleepless nights. To be a fool requires me, requires every one of us, to have a constancy of character and integrity no matter our company. Whether I am with rulers or townspeople, whether sitting at the doorway of someone's tent or a residential hotel room, or whether I am in the chambers of city supervisors or with developers or CEOs in boardrooms, or speaking to foundations and funders, I simply am called to say what needs to be said or do what needs to be done. An interesting fact I read about the court jester in medieval times was that it was one of the career options held by men that was completely open to women. It's why I was delighted when I found the print used for today's service in a little art center in Middletown, California, with a female jester moving through the world with energy and determination. In asking to use it, I learned from the artist Alicia Farnsworth that she carved this in 1998 while living homeless in the Tenderloin, the same year we founded the Fools. A fool may be simple, but there is nothing simple about the work we all need to be about. There is a lot of devastating news to deliver to kings and townspeople. Every week as we ring the bell of remembrance, we name some of the difficult news. But the bell is not to pacify us. It is to say, attention, attention. It is a wake-up call. It is a call to action. We have to listen, to take in, feel the sorrow and the rage, the strength and the resilience flow through our veins as we grapple with our own ignorance, our own complicit selves and institutions, and then discern right speech and right action, sometimes all in a split second and with a lifetime commitment. Now, because we are fools and laughter is essential in the face of very serious business, I leave you with a little story of a wise and witty jester who demonstrates how we can deliver news to the kings. In the 14th century, legend has it that the court jester was called upon to tell King Philip VI that his fleet was destroyed by the English in the Battle of Sluys. He burst in on the king saying, "The coward English, the dastard English, the faint-hearted English." And the king then responded, "Why do you abuse them?" To which the jester supposedly stated, "Because they would not jump out of their ships into the sea as our brave Frenchmen did." No room for lukewarmness when it's about all of our lives.